The entrance to Echo Caverns yawned before them. It was a jagged maw of teeth, promising adventure and swallowing the light. The four adventurers, each armed with headlamps and years of experience, stood ready to face the unknown.
There was Jake, the seasoned leader, his face weathered like ancient stone.
By his side stood Maya, the geologist, her eyes bright with anticipation. Completing their team were Ben, the meticulous cartographer, and Emily, their resourceful medic. Together, they were prepared for anything. At least, that's what they thought.
The air within the caverns was cool and damp, a stark contrast to the desert heat above. As they ventured deeper, the darkness deepened, pressing in like a heavy blanket.
Still, the team pressed on, their headlamps cutting through the oppressive blackness. Echo Caverns, they knew, held secrets waiting to be discovered. Secrets whispered on the wind, hidden in the echoing darkness. Secrets they were determined to uncover. The caverns were a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, each more awe-inspiring than the last. Stalactites hung like icy daggers from the ceiling, while stalagmites rose to meet them.
The team marveled at the raw, untamed beauty that surrounded them. They joked and shared stories, their voices echoing through the caverns. Confidence was high.
Then, the earth roared. A tremor ran through the caverns, shaking them to their core. Dust and debris rained down as the passage behind them collapsed. The adventurers were trapped.
"Everyone okay?" Jake shouted, his voice strained. He shone his light on each member, relief washing over him as they confirmed their safety.
But the relief was short-lived. They were trapped in the belly of the beast, and the beast had just shown its teeth. Fear was a creeping tendril, slowly winding its way around their hearts. The air, once exhilarating, now felt thin and stale. Each breath was a reminder of their dwindling oxygen supply.
The silence was broken only by the drip-drip of water, each drop a hammer blow on their nerves.
Then came the whispers. Faint at first, like the rustling of leaves, they seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. Words were indistinguishable, yet their tone was undeniable, ancient, mournful, filled with a deep, abiding sorrow.
"Did you hear that?" Emily whispered, her voice tight with tension. The others nodded, their faces pale in the dim light.
The whispers grew louder, weaving their way into their thoughts, their dreams, their very souls. The caverns, once a place of wonder, had transformed into something sinister, something watchful. As they pushed deeper into the caverns, desperate to find a way out, they stumbled upon something extraordinary. A vast chamber, hidden deep within the earth, adorned with intricate carvings. The carvings depicted scenes of a civilization long gone.
Men and women, dressed in strange attire, were shown worshipping beings of immense power. Creatures of myth and legend, serpents with feathered wings, jaguars with eyes of fire, and a colossal figure, half human, half shadow, that seemed to stare directly at them.
"What is this place?" Maya breathed, her voice filled with awe.
They were standing in the remnants of a forgotten world, a civilization swallowed by the earth. A civilization that clearly believed in things beyond human comprehension. Things that lurked in the shadows, things that whispered on the wind. The discovery of the carvings did little to ease the tension that crackled between them. Fear and uncertainty had begun to erode their composure. Their initial camaraderie was strained, replaced by a simmering distrust. Supplies were dwindling, their oxygen was running low, and the whispers seemed to grow stronger with each passing moment.
"We need to find a way out of here, and arguing amongst ourselves isn't going to help."
But his words did little to quell the rising panic. They were trapped in a subterranean nightmare, haunted by echoes of the past and stalked by something they couldn't understand. A guttural growl echoed through the caverns, sending shivers down their spines. It wasn't the sound of rock falls or shifting earth. This was something different, something alive.
"Our headlamps are dimming and flickering. This can't be good."
Panic flared, threatening to consume them. Then they saw it. A shape, massive and indistinct, emerged from the darkness. Its eyes, two burning embers, fixed on them.
Oh my god, look at its eyes. They're like burning embers.
Terror, primal and absolute, gripped them. This was the embodiment of their fears, the creature from the carvings given form. It moved with a sinuous grace that belied its size, its breath a hot, sulphurous wind.
This is the lurker in the shadows, the guardian of the caverns. We've awakened it.
The whispers reached a fever pitch, a chorus of despair and hunger. This was the lurker in the shadows, the guardian of the caverns, and they had awakened it.
Run!
Jake screamed, his voice hoarse. They scrambled back, their headlamps casting dancing shadows on the cavern walls. The creature lunged, its claws scraping against the stone.
We can hear it behind us, its heavy breathing echoing our own panicked gasps.
We have to find a way out, and fast.
They ran through the labyrinthine tunnels, their lungs burning, their hearts pounding in their chests. The air grew thinner, the darkness more oppressive. But they couldn't stop, not with that creature on their heels.
The carvings. They weren't just a history lesson, they were a warning, and we're living it.
They ran through the labyrinthine tunnels, their lungs burning, their hearts pounding in their chests. The air grew thinner, the darkness more oppressive. But they couldn't stop, not with that creature on their heels. In their desperate flight, they stumbled upon another chamber. This one smaller, more compact, and in the center, an altar of sorts. Carved into its surface were symbols that mirrored those found on the chamber walls. Symbols of power, of protection, of something ancient and unfathomable. Could this be the key to their escape?
Maya, do you recognize any of this?
Jake shouted over the creature's furious growls. Maya, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and fascination, examined the altar.
I think so, but I'm not sure what it means.
Time was running out. They could hear the creature tearing at the entrance to the chamber, its frustration palpable. They were out of options. With a deep breath, Maya pressed her hand against the altar. The symbols glowed with an eerie light, and the air crackled with energy. The creature roared in anger and pain as a force field shimmered into existence, sealing the entrance to the chamber. The whispers intensified, swirling around them, then abruptly ceased. Silence descended once more, heavy and absolute. They were safe for now.
We survived. We faced the darkness and emerged, changed, forever marked by our encounter with the unknown.
They knew that their ordeal was not over. The caverns held many more secrets, many more dangers. But for now, they had each other. And that, they realized, was all that mattered.
The caverns are silent now, the echoes of the past fading into memory, but we'll never forget.
They would carry the echo of their adventure with them, always.